Good evening, my name's Elijah Wood.
And my name's Donald Glover.
And you're watching Donald Glover and Elijah Wood's review of Farscape Season 1, Episode 2. So, second episode of the first season. First thing that happens is the siren starts going off. And then all three of these characters, John's character, Discount Wolf, and Claudia Back's character, they all stick their head into this hole to see this beacon, which is setting off this alarm. But it's really odd and weird and jarring. They show the exact same scene 3 times in a row. Just with the 3 different characters, and I was really like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, so, you know, it's like, it just seems weird that it's not like one person sticks their head through and goes, okay, and then they take their head out and they explain what they've seen to everybody else.
Yeah.
But everybody silently sticks their head in and takes it out, and like, yeah, they've got the shot of them sticking their head in, the shot of them from the perspective of inside, and the shot and them going, ooh, and then they're taking their head out.
The exact same thing again.
And it's just weird, right? It just seems odd that they're doing that. But you know, I mean, again, that's just a choice in filming or whatever.
Well, you don't show the exact same thing 3 times. You communicate the exact same amount of information with showing that once. I don't know whether they were padding out one time or with... Because I didn't know it was a beat. As an audience, I didn't know what was going on at that point. I'm like, wait, what? Why are they... This is again? What? Am I not seeing what they're seeing?
Well, I think they poorly communicated like a sense of urgency. Now, so I think we should leave it at that for that bit, right? Because people get angry that we're just focusing on that.
Oh, I mean, tedious.
Well, tedious. Well, so I think we should preface, right? So we watched the first episode.
Yeah, we'd never seen... Oh, we watched the first episode a long time ago and we didn't really enjoy it. And then we thought, oh, we'll do a review of it. And we sat down and watched it. Still had the narrative problems for us. But there were other elements which seemed interesting, the aesthetics and the tone.
And I think the onus, you know, is on us to like watch at least the second episode or something. To give it time to breathe.
Well, my interest was piqued enough. But at this point, we've not seen any other of the series. We've just seen the first 2 episodes, so we have no context within the show on what happens. And if we'd seen the entire series, that would impact our opinions of this.
So, you know, again, like I was intrigued again after the first episode, the aesthetic, sound design, you know, maybe interesting characters, some narrative and pacing problems, those things aside, those can be teething issues. It was like, okay, watch the second episode, you know, give it some breathing room, and extremely disappointed. Yeah.
Well, I felt like the first episode promised me something, and that was a really far, weird out, high concept sci-fi show where he goes to all these different weird, obscure places. But this episode takes us to like the domestic life of a single mom.
And like a redneck town.
Yeah.
Well, so the premise is, right, is that alien lands, you know, like alien ship lands.
Yeah.
And you've got a small redneck town.
Yep.
Right? And the main engagement from this planet is like a researcher of space, a space watcher. That lives in a farmhouse.
He's a single mom with a single kid. It's very like 50s like. It's incredibly similar to Earth and humans.
Well, it might as well be Earth.
A very real extraterrestrial event. This is not the moment for you to.
What kind of move? I can't feel my body.
Oh my God.
You know, you can get away with like having the Canadian pine forest, for example. You can get away with that. That's fine. But it's like a barn that's indistinguishable from Earth.
Yeah.
It's you know, it's the same type of people doing the same type of thing. It just seems really odd. There were no interesting twists
No, they were barely alien at all. I mean, and if space is infinite, then humans would repeat again. There'd be an alternate universe happening right now where two of us are sitting down at the exact moment discussing this exact episode. But I'm just not invested. That's not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see something crazy and weird and odd and obscure, not suburban house mom making breakfast for her son.
Pasta, it's almost ready.
But Mom, I'm not hungry.
You haven't had breakfast yet and you're going to eat.
And it's interesting because there's a Stargate episode that's like this. I forgot which one it is.
Yeah.
Right? And so they go through the Stargate, and basically the Stargate was being in the process of being uncovered by archaeologists on this planet.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Right.
Yeah,
So they go through, and it shows, and so then the military freaks out and traps them and thinks they're super hostile or whatever. And it shows us some really cool technology.
Yeah.
These guys are slightly more advanced than Earth.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. Like gives us a different version of like an Earth-style military and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like they blew all of their budget on the main characters, which is fair enough, like Farting Yoda and Discount Wolf. And then they just got to this episode and they had no money. It was like the military guys, they're just wearing like human gas masks and like red suits.
The weapon design's not interesting. They've got the stun gun stick or whatever.
Yeah, nothing's interesting.
And so again, like in terms of expectations coming off the pilot, and you saw where you showed your video on my Facebook and stuff, you received a bit of criticism about our criticism.
Yeah, well I posted it to Farscape fan pages on Facebook. I'm like, hey, this is our review. And people obviously jumped up in defense saying, blah, 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 blah. And they're kind of like, they only had 40 minutes to set it up and blah, 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 teething issues.
Which is, fair enough.
But if this is the second episode, this offered me nothing. It was like a stock standard 80s, like alien infiltrates the family, like E.T. John's character was E.T. He came in, the family sheltered him, you had the military, E.T. didn't die at the end, he went home, and that was it.
I made some for you. I don't know if you eat. Don't even know if you're hungry.
It's about when you're launching into a series like this. The second episode is as important. As the episodes go through, they're less and less important as the first episode.
Yeah, because that's your first reaction.
You're setting up the premise of everything.
Yeah.
Right? And that's fine to have some conflict, which they did. So let's talk about the conflict a bit more.
Yeah.
So they've got the Peacekeepers, they're the main antagonists.
Yeah.
Right?
And I do like that this is a standalone story and it doesn't operate as part of that larger narrative because the main antagonists don't really work. So it's good to get away from them and see something different.
Well, so they're still exploring the tension of the main thrust in terms of the antagonists, the Peacekeepers.
True.
They installed a tracking device that goes off.
Claudia Black is dealing with her desertion and where she stands, which is nice, a bit of character development. Fighting Yoda had a bit of character development too. He talks about being the king and having all these servants and assistants. Now he's out on his own and he's, has to deal with the real world and be hands-on, which is a nice little character moment.
Yeah, that's fine. But, again, character development is always good. You can't not praise that. What I found Right, so we'll just finish the premise, right? So the tracking beacon goes off, they need to unplug it, but it's plugged into the neural core of the living ship.
It's like Moira's, vagina or something. It's sensitive, so they need to crawl inside there and disconnect
They need to crawl inside its vagina to unplug the tracking device.
Fighting Yoda says entrails, so it's
whatever.
her anus or a vagina or something.
Ben Browder's crawling into the ship's anus. Real mature humour coming out of this channel. Right, so, but to unplug it, to do like a surgery to get the tracking device out, it's going to cause an inordinate amount of pain for the ship, so they need to find an element that acts like a sedative. That's fine. Right, that's a fair premise, that's fine. So they go down there. Now, one of the things that really sort of came into stark relief, right? So the way that the story is presented, there should be urgency.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
There's like a time constraint.
And the ship is sinking in the mud. We need to do this now.
But the pacing doesn't work for that. So a great example is where Vala and Discount Wolf are sitting in a tree, having run from the hunters, the redneck hunters in Red Flannels.
Yeah. And with just normal dogs.
normal dogs, right? And they're talking, and they just keep talking, and they're talking, and they're talking, and it's like, okay, and it's just like a single static shot,
Yeah,
but they're being hunted.
They're sitting in a tree.
And it's like, okay, and they're debating about the merits of sitting in the tree and how it's not a great strategy.
Yeah.
And so and Vala's criticising Discount Wolf's strategy, and it's like, oh, this is a bad
culture
strategy.
And their warfare.
And they keep going into it and going into it, and it became apparent that it just seems like the entire premise of the episode, which is urgency and things like that, is more used as a vehicle to have dialogue between the characters, which is backwards. Right?
Yeah, completely and utterly.
You should be able to integrate dialogue into...
have a driving narrative, the objective, reach that objective, have it all moving, and then have dialogue as a side.
You know, the it's like the urgency's gone.
Yeah.
They're speaking in normal tones, they're not speaking in hushed tones, there's no like, you know, be quiet or anything. Like they literally, they're sitting in the tree, which is about 2 meters away from two people that walk past the tree.
In plain view.
Which they don't,
in open daylight.
They don't look up, which whatever, that's fine. You know.
I'll show the shot now, it's pretty egregious.
Little things like that.
All those little things that they do start adding up too, like John mentions Yoda and Dagobah.
Dagobah, where Yoda lives.
Who's Yoda?
Just little green guy. Trains warriors.
I really don't like that, It really takes me out.
Yeah.
It's like Star Trek functions within the same world as us.
Yeah.
But they don't fucking, like, Picard doesn't talk about Luke Skywalker.
But they talk about Shakespeare and stuff.
They do, but it's different because it's not sci-fi, it's not a modern sci-fi. I don't want to start thinking about pop culture and a better sci-fi series while I'm watching this not as good sci-fi series.
That's very true.
You're referencing Star Wars. I'm like, I don't remember Star Wars.
I love Star Wars.
Really good. I wish I was watching Star Wars.
You know, yeah, that's very true. That's an interesting way to think about it. So yeah, so they're in the tree, they're being hunted, the people walk past, and literally, you know, 5-10 seconds after they've walked past, so they'd only be 100 meters away from them.
Yeah.
They start talking and talking and talking. Yeah,
normal volume.
And it's just little things like that you're watching it and you're going, okay, there's no urgency anymore.
Yeah. Also initially where they come in contact with the rednecks, Discount Wolf's like, oh, I'll distract them. So he just runs out and he screams and they start shooting at him. And then Vala does the same thing. It's like, oh, are these our characters? Is this how they handle the situation? They don't seem very intelligent, because that's a horrible, horrible plan.
Yeah.
They could have easily been shot.
Like they run out.
I'll distract them.
Put the shot of Vala doing that, like stepping out of the bushes.
It's like, oh, are these the people that we're following?
You know, the moment that they knew that they were being hunted, right?
The stakes should have risen really high. It should have been really intense.
You know, the idea would be to move away in the opposite direction, I think.
Quickly. Yeah.
Right?
Not jump out into gunfire.
Follow me. Well, so, I mean, again, you know, it's everything in aggregate. Right?
Yeah.
Everything put together, kind of like you're watching go, that's a bit silly, that's a bit silly.
Well, there's the main, like, narrative structure and how it's planned and how it has no tension and how the pacing's bad, and there's all the little other things that creep in that don't help, that diminish from the final product.
And you know, like the criticism of the sort of bland story, ET sort of style story, you know, that can be ignored. I mean, you're allowed to recycle stock standard stories.
Well, it's like Reservoir Dogs is a heist film, but you take the concept of a heist film and you make it non-linear and you twist it and you shift it and the tone is completely different. You can take like an 80s alien family narrative and then twist it and work with it and change it, but it wasn't that. It was just that, like, you predicted it, like, straight up. As soon as he comes in contact with the little boy, it's like, oh, he's going to come to the family, the military's come, she's going to shelter him, there's going to be a bit of a...
straight away.
Smoochy. It's like, we've seen this story before!
Looks like they're making us their base of operations.
Well, it's standard procedure during an actual event, and they know it's real this time. Commander Rymax was asking where you were. You better go out there or he'll get suspicious.
Does he have to?
You say nothing. You understand me?
Even if it was like episode 6, so smack bang in the middle of the first series.
it could be forgiven more. Because
Forgiven.
it'd just fade.
It's like, what's the first thing that happens after they've successfully gotten away from the Peacekeepers and we've established all our characters? Oh, it's E.T.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, it comes across lackluster, and you know, again, I'm now not interested.
Yeah, I think I'm out, eh?
No, well,
I don't know.
Well, so again, you watch the first episode, you criticise it, you say, okay, but we should give it a chance and move to the second episode. If I say now, let's give it a chance and move to the third episode.
How far does it go on?
How far does it go on?
Yeah.
Right? And, you know, if people, I mean, maybe we should explore and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the idea of just sitting here and reviewing a show which I don't like. It's not what I want to do. I want to, like, express my love and interest for great writing.
You could, you know, there's even merit in if it was like awful, like really awful.
Yeah.
You could sit here and make fun of it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say that it's like
Kind of on the fence.
It's kind of on the fence.
I don't, quite know how I feel. It's unfortunate because it could be good.
Yeah.
Could be really good.
It's set up to be really good. You again, it's where you recognise potential with costumes and actors and premise and like aesthetics and sound design and all that sort of stuff.
And it just falls flat.
And it just falls flat for a variety of reasons. So you would have to, you know, and you know whether people would think it's fair that we watch just the second episode.
Yeah, maybe we should watch all of season 1, then review the season finale, give like an overview of season 1 and a review of the finale, and see where we stand after that point.
Well, so I couldn't imagine the third episode dipping down any lower.
It's not possible.
Well, just in terms of bland sort of.
Or do you want to do the third episode then?
Well, we can do the.
Alright, we'll do the third episode.
We'll just keep going.
You want to keep on?
Well, no, so if it's popular, then we're just going to keep going until it's not popular.
Anything for clicks.
Anything for clicks, bruh.
I'll fucking hang myself for clicks. Actually, I've already done that.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, well, you did, and you didn't get a lot of clicks. A lot of people didn't like it.
No, they didn't like me ragging on Solo.
Yeah, Solo.
This is the golden age for Star Wars. Star Wars has never been better. Holden Aircraft did a better job than Harrison Ford. Oh, did he?
Did he? No, that's silly.
I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Fire Lord Miller. They've destroyed Harrison Ford's legacy. Why? Fuck this, I'm done. Another little nitpick is his eye. He twitches in like 3 or 4 scenes, and the character John addresses the fact that his eye is twitching and stuff. I'm like, okay. I thought it was going to be a setup payoff thing. I thought someone's fallen down the steps.
Oh, how many have fallen and I can't get up?
You're right. You're right. Yeah, they reference the siren goes off and it fucks with his eye, and they referenced it enough for me to think that this was going to be significant. And I don't think it will be in any later episodes. It felt like a setup payoff, but then it was dropped. Fuck.
Is that us?
No, I didn't. People next door.
Well, don't tell them to shut up.
What were we saying?
I don't know what we were saying. Oh yeah, so the eye thing, right? So you know, it's really it was really off-putting, right? So again, we go back to the start, and the siren starts going on, and the siren's really annoying.
Yeah.
Sound is really annoying. That's fine. It's a siren. All the other characters are annoying. That's great. Okay. So now my focus is on the siren and the
just in the background.
And so now you've got Ben Browder, and he's gone like that. He's you know, real emphasized twitch, and he keeps rubbing his eye, and it's like, okay, all my focus is drawn to him.
Keeps on drawing attention to it.
Sound frequency's doing something to my eye. It's got water, right? It's using my skull as a maximizer. Why am I still twitching?
It's starting to annoy me now.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know, you know, I don't know if it's just me.
Yeah.
But with the song going, and he's gone.
the shot of the three people doing the exact same thing.
Well, and so, but the weird thing is that, and he says, oh yeah, you know, my brain's been turned to mush or something, and he's doing I guess that's fine, whatever, he's been physically affected by it. But no one acknowledges the fact that he's doing anything with his eye.
Well, I just thought because of the amount of time that they spent on it that it would be significant, and it wasn't.
Well, I'm watching Vala.
Yeah.
Watching him.
Yeah.
Going, you know, talking to her. Talking to him.
Yeah.
And she doesn't say anything.
Yeah. Doesn't address
What's up with your eye, bro?
Are you alright, man?
It's like his face is like melting off. It's like he's just talking. Yeah, so I don't know. It just, I mean, that.
Yeah.
It said a bad first like impression. For the
initially
episode.
going in. Another big problem I have with the narrative structure is, and this isn't just specific to this, I find this happens a lot in like 40-minute television shows. You've got like a 3-act structure, right? And the majority, like 90% of the show is spent on those first 2 acts.
Yeah.
Then the 3rd act is wrapped up really quick.
Yeah.
Doctor Who did it a lot. It's like they set up all this stuff and then the 3rd act is like, well, we've solved the problem, and
then
fly off.
skip to
Yeah, that happened in this episode. It's all rolling along and then the conclusion comes and John just knocks 2 people out with a shovel, which is also another pet peeve I have in television programs. The KO, like you just knock people out. Like boxing is 2 professionals trying their hardest to knock each other out. It's hard to knock someone out. You can't just easily knock 2 people out as a plot point.
If you've ever watched UFC or anything like that, it's like...
Yeah, and so many movies and television shows, not just Farscape, have the knockout plot point where it's like, I want to knock this guy out, and I can with my magical power.
But I guess, I think smashing someone unexpectedly with a shovel, we'll just let that one pass.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, it's just like he went after the sedative or whatever. I don't think he even got it.
No, he did. So so they're going after the sedative and the main thrust is that he's got a little tracker to track the concentrations of it.
Yeah.
He goes to the barn.
Yeah.
He finds that it's in wheat sacks or whatever.
Yeah.
Then the thing kicks off with the kid and he goes through.
Yeah.
And then he's in the thing and they're talking and then she serves him up some food and the thing starts going off and it's like, okay, the food, he picks up like a shaky thingy.
Yeah.
Right, and he's like, okay, this is the concentration that I can take, and they set that up by him waving it around.
It's in the food? How can it be in the...
Right, and so then, you know, everything goes, and then he saves Discount Wharf by smashing these guys over the head. And then, from what I remember, then it just cuts to the farting Yoda doing the surgery.
Yeah.
Right, and then...
all the tension, the stakes are gone, the military guys have just left.
And then Ben Browder just
reason.
sticks his head through and like hands him the sprinkle over afterwards.
And it's about 5 minutes and it's over.
Yeah, they all live happily
He
ever after.
kisses the weird alien chick and she licks her lips and...
Did she?
Yeah, it was
I
really
must have
odd.
missed that. Yeah,
Coming
that's
in
weird.
now, it was like, I didn't know whether to be disgusted or not. I was.
Keep watching this, guys.
That's how your people say goodbye?
What? You people don't do that?
Okay, it's good.
And then let's try to set up this romance between John and the alien chick, but I just felt nothing and cared nothing for them. I felt no chemistry or anything, no thrust for them to be together. At the end, he's like, oh, I'm gonna miss her. I'm like, I don't care about this relationship.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a bit weird. And so now the thing about that I noticed with the sedative thing, right, is that they basically set it up that the ship can't handle the surgery in its entirety without the sedative.
Yeah.
It will basically die from the pain.
Yeah, they do say that.
So then the surgery is completed, and then afterwards they sprinkle some sedative on it.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense.
It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like getting open heart surgery and then getting the anaesthetic afterwards.
Now you can say that, okay, well the ship will die because of after the surgery.
Yeah.
But that's not what they said.
No.
They said that it can't survive the pain during the surgery. So I mean, the point of having sedative to stop the pain is that shock is a thing. While you're experiencing the most pain you've ever experienced.
Yeah, and you get sedative as that is going on.
Your nervous system shuts down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't written very well. I don't know who the writer is. I'll look him up and have his name here, and he might have written something else. But I don't know, it's just all those little elements and the overall pacing issues and the lack of tension and stakes just really was unsatisfying for me. And the fact that we don't see anything interesting, it's just a suburban single mum housewife.
Yeah, in a barn, old style redneck barn house. It's just like, it's E.T. It's literally E.T.
Yeah.
And again, in comparison, Stargate does an episode like this.
Yeah.
We'll find the episode and we'll post it, have a couple, like a minute worth of shots from it,
Yeah,
highlights from it. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's a really, really good episode.
No, there is not another one of my team out there. Turn it off.
What's he look like?
Turn it off. You'll kill him.
No, you will kill him.
You know, the tension's high, everything's going, and it's still interesting. You still learn about the world and all that other sort of stuff. And it's like if we'd had some sort of maybe exploration of the world, but we know what the world is.
Yeah.
It's like Earth.
Yeah, we've seen that.
It's like Earth. That's the thrust of the world that they're on.
Yeah, so yeah, in conclusion, a lot of things are falling flat at the moment for Farscape, including just basic narrative and pacing and tension and stakes, which they don't seem to be able to get.
Well, second episode,
I mean, the third episode could be something different, could be a new writer, could be brilliant, but, you know, first episode's a bit second episode's really flat. When is this shit gonna kick in?
Yeah, well, that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to think that we've done a fair analysis.
Yeah, I feel like we've entered into this objectively with no biases and just reviewed it, like the narrative structure and the
pacing, the dialogue, the way things play out.
Yeah.
You know, reincorporation of you know, stock standard storylines. And
Yeah.
and how you can do that.
Yeah.
But have an interesting way, or even had it have been executed well.
Yeah.
It would have been passable.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, if it had tension and stakes and I was involved and I cared about the romance. If it was that bland, boring 80s thing, I would have been interested.
Yeah.
But I wasn't.
So, I mean, I guess we'll give the third episode a shot.
Okay, we'll do the third episode.
Right, and we'll see how we go with it.
Yeah, okay. Alright, thank you for watching. If you're pissed off that we didn't like this, then you're an idiot, because it wasn't very good.
Go fuck yourself.
Objectively.
That's fine.
Yeah, that worked. Apart from all the screaming.